Discover how thousands of YouTubers are making a full-time income. Go to beatoolboss.com or click the link in the description. Welcome to Real Internet Cash TV. It's your man Earl, Batman Stringer, and I just watched a video titled 5 Side Hustles that you can do to earn money that no one's really talking about. Alright, now this video is on the channel Let's Jazz It Up. So if you want to watch the full video, you could do so by following the link in the description of this video. Now, in the video, I'm assuming the woman's name is Jazz because her channel name Let's Jazz It Up. So I'm assuming girl's name is Jazz. She got a pretty cool channel, so check it out. But anyway, she goes over 5 side hustles. So I'm like, maybe it's some side hustles that, I never heard of. So let me see what she's talking about. So the first side hustle that she talked about was being a brush clearer, right? And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Like I never thought about that. And if you're like, what is a brush clearer? Basically, it's where you're the person that when somebody buys land that needs that has a whole bunch of maybe trees or debris or whatever on it, you'll be the person that actually goes and clear out the whole lot. So you'll be removing trees, branches, debris, anything like that. That's what you do, and calling it brush, brush, you know what I'm saying? But I never really thought about that before, and actually doing it on the level of like creating your own business and making it like a job, right? So that was pretty cool. That was interesting. Something I never really thought about, and that is actually doable. But with like any other thing, you do gotta somewhat have a plan, and that might not be something that you could get consistent work doing. It might be location based too. It really depends on where you at, how much land is being bought up around you, and so on and so on. But it is definitely a side hustle, because keep in mind she's saying side hustle, things you can do on the side. So that is pretty cool, the whole brush clear thing. Pretty cool. The next one that she talked about was being like renting out your car through a site called Turo. Now I actually heard about this a couple years ago, and it actually is pretty popular to do. The only thing that can stop you from doing this is really 2 things, in my opinion. One, not having a car. If you don't have a car, then yeah, this side hustle ain't for you. And the only other thing I could think of that would stop you is if your car is just raggedy, right? You got just a straight old school hoopty. Most likely, people probably is not gonna want to rent it, or unless you just make it super, super cheap. And if you do that, it probably wouldn't even be worth it, and so on and so on. So if you got a vehicle, Turo could be a nice little side hustle. All right. The third thing that she talked about in the video was being a pop-up, I can't even say it, damn, being a pop-up shop chef. That's a tongue twister. Pop-up shop chef. Say that 5 times in a row. Let me know if you did it. Being a pop-up shop chef, basically she was saying, once again, this is kind of based on your area, unless you're willing to travel, but it's these things called pop-up shops. They happen pretty much, I would say, in pretty active cities, but it could be in your area. You just got to do a search for it. But basically she's saying, be like a food vendor. Whether if you cook, or you could just have somebody else cook stuff, or go and just buy stuff from like Sam's Club, or what's the other place people do a lot of shopping in bulk? Whatever, I can't think of it. But basically she's saying, go to these pop-up shops, because there's different places where people are just selling different, there's different vendors. They're selling clothes, vitamins, different services. And you can actually go there and set up shop, and you can sell whatever you make. You want to sell cupcakes, you want to make drinks, you want to do whatever, you can do so. And that could be a nice little side hustle, like on the weekends, right? So I do like that. That's a decent side hustle. But keep in mind, you gotta, to be a cook, you gotta be halfway in the cooking if you want to like cook the stuff and sell it at these pop-up shops. Or if you know somebody, right, that cooks and they enjoy cooking, you can cut them in on the business, on the profits. You can set everything up and they can kind of be the chef or whatever, and y'all can split the profits. You could do that. The fourth thing that she talked about was this is kind of weird, renting out your land for RV storage, right? So this one, even in her video, she did say like this is kind of like, I don't know, really depending on where you're located at. And if you got all this land, you're probably doing pretty good financially. So, nah, whatever. But if you got a lot of land and it's like near like tourist attractions or campsites and stuff like that, you can actually rent out some of your land to people that have RVs or trailers and stuff like that. And you can actually earn money doing that. Now, I will say that is pretty creative. I like that. Never heard of nothing like that. And there's actually websites that she talk about in the video that you could watch after this if you like. But yeah, you can actually sign up with websites where actually you can, list your land for rent for people with campers and ATVs and whatever else, right? So that is different. That's something new I learned, right? So that's. And the final thing that she talked about was being an Airbnb cleaner, right? Now this, I'm surprised I never even thought about this, right? Never even heard about this. No one is talking about this, so I give much credit to Let's Jazz It Up, because when the make money online world, you hear about Airbnb all the time. There's many courses out there that teaches you how to make money from Airbnb, like how to basically you get these properties, right? You get these properties, you pay rent, but then you're kind of like subleasing out as an Airbnb, and you're profiting off of people renting out the spot that you're renting from someone else, right? It's a whole different business model thing. So you usually, when you hear Airbnb, that's usually what people are talking about, right? Renting out a space and then getting Airbnb residents, whatever, right? But no one talks about being a cleaner. And this definitely can be a great side hustle, just because Airbnbs are popping up more and more, across the whole country, actually across the world. But even in the United States, it's like Airbnbs are getting more and more popular. And I know from just kind of looking into Airbnbs that yes, they all need cleaning crews. Like that's one of the most important things, right? So if you're looking for a side hustle to get started, all you gotta do is pretty much set up your own little business. You can even do it on Facebook or whatever, and just start networking and letting people know, hey, you do Airbnb cleaning. So you want to reach out to people who rent out Airbnbs, come up with your own prices and so on and so on. But I think that's a pretty good side hustle, all right? So, and she goes into it more in detail in her video. So out of all these side hustles, which is my least favorite one and which is the most potential in my opinion? My least favorite is definitely the Airbnb. I say Airbnb is definitely the RV rental land thing. I think it's a creative idea, but I think very, very, very few people could actually do this, right? I mean, somebody who needs a lot of land, also they're looking to deal with people and they're looking for some extra cash. It's possible, but I think that's kind of far-fetched for many people. Now, my favorite side hustle out of all the 5 that she talked about, without a doubt, is the Airbnb cleaner. I think this is something that somebody can start today if they wanted to. And it's something that I don't hear people talking about a lot. And I also think this is something that people can turn into they can turn it from a side hustle all the way to a full-blown business. I can see people starting this independently and then growing their own little staff and crew, whatever, and making it a straight up business. So I definitely like that side hustle. That's a very, very good idea. And if you're looking for a side hustle, you might want to check that out. But overall, I thought it was a really, really cool video from Let's Jazz It Up. Once again, the video, you can watch her whole video in the description. It's like the 4th link down. So check it out. And let me know what you think about them side hustles. What was your favorite one? And what was your least favorite one? Let me know. All right. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.